it's not a dream life yet, you go through excitement, disappointment, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a special guest, Olivier Cohen. He is the CEO and co-founder of Ragmetrics. So, Olivier, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role at Ragmetrics and how it fits into the bigger picture?
So I'm a co-founder. So today, being a CEO when you're in a small startup, it's just working with your teammate, trying to build something great. And that is the idea here, is to build something that will both serve enterprise, serve the AI industry to flourish, making safer AI output. So we make sure that it's not dangerous for people, not dangerous for company, and we make sure the quality stays sustained. So the whole idea here is to be able to start propagate good and also trying to create some value to our shareholder and ourselves and have fun on the way.
Yeah, and your product, we talked about it a little bit. It's quite interesting because there are so many AI tools out there. There's so many that can analyze data. Yours is very unique in that it can evaluate itself and evaluate the outcomes of those AI tools to kind of maintain that predictability that a lot of people are after. So less hallucination. What else about Ragmetrics?
Well, I also like being able to score outputs based on metrics that your specialized domain expertise is. So it can go from like a more normative type of approach where you're trying to measure bias, toxicity, or if you are like going more specific, being like a customer service chatbot and understand if you're giving like the right discount at the right time, understanding if you have a child appropriate tone, if your response are corresponding to the norm or they are, adaptive to child understanding, for example. So, we can imagine like, a lot of different criteria to measure the outcome of AI. It's not just hallucination, it's also like, not really guardrails, but like, really understand where your AI development is good compared to where you want it to be, basically. And then on
Yeah,
the way forward is to keep that in the right routes all the time so it doesn't deviate from the quality you're seeking.
that's a much better explanation. So, as a co-founder, you said that, you're working with your partner. What does a typical day look like for you, though?
Well, as I'm in the startup mode, what I'm trying to find is both clients and funds. These are the two difficult things to do. So every day is discussion with potential partners, with potential new teammate that we want to onboard based on equity contracts. Speaking to potential client, to potential leads, speaking to marketing agencies who are providing me with leads, having my internal teams around product, having my internal team meetings around go to market. So, a typical like, CEO life of a small startup who's trying to, and then, some investors meeting as well, talking to, the investor relationship people who are building those bridges to VCs and investors, doubling down on them and doubling and finding other sources as well. So, it's the day is filled with like a lot of different things. If I would have give you my day today, I don't know. We've been speaking to client, we've been speaking among each other about product. We started the day talking to a generation agency that we have hired on LinkedIn. So it's a lot of different things that we're talking about, and I think we had a discussion with a big IT company about white labeling the product as well with them. So it's a lot of different things that regards to product development, go to market, fundraising at the same time.
Sounds like you got your hands very full.
I'm trying.
Yeah, but busy is good for a founder. Means you're working
Yeah.
in the right direction.
Then what the difficulty for founder is like no one is gonna tell you what to do, and you have to create your activity for yourself. And it's every week is a new challenge. You start blank the week before. And when you start seeing the calendar booking itself up, that means, you're doing a good job for yourself. What's wonderful and what's tough is that you're the only one decision maker of your own life. And you only decide to work by yourself for yourself to create the value that you want, so it's, but
Yeah,
it has also some drawbacks because, it's not
yeah, for sure. So, what major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now?
I see that this industry is booming still yet. The question is, everybody is talking about trust and quality, and it's good for us. That means, things are evolving to find the right tools, to find the right way to trust AI. It's still a market where lots of people think they know, they don't. Some others think they know better. I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's a kind of a peeing contest in there for now a little bit. And we are very non-pragmatic, very neutral. And it's still like a lot of people who think they know, they don't know. They confuse guardrail to, evaluation to, security, observability. There's so many buzzwords around AI, and it's so much buzzing that it's very noisy for now still yet, and the noise hasn't disappeared, it's just like amplifying for now. So hopefully we'll get to a point where things are going to settle and we'll see the leader, the loser, the winner all together.
And between all that noise, how has this boom and this shift and the desire for trust impacted your business or growth strategy?
I mean, we see more and more people trying to find solution. That's how it. And then we also see, what a positive sign I could see the past few weeks is a lot of the good salespeople, wants to come and work for free. I mean, for commission and equity. And when salespeople start to come to you, you see that the shift is happening. It means that the buzz around, like, trust is happening.
So is that something that's happened recently for you? You have people coming to, say, hey, I want to work on this, just asking for equity.
You look, I've done a search myself, and then and a lot of people said yes. I kind of campaign against it with like a headhunter, and so many people came and say, hey, we want to work with you, equity based, commission based, and these are like very good people. They come from cybersecurity tech sales, they come from AI sales, so it's not clown, and it's encouraging to see that salespeople wants to come and jump in, use their network and start pushing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they're finding you from searching.
Now from a headhunter partnership.
Oh, gotcha. So you mentioned several things that you're doing between the, go to market and the marketing agency that's providing leads for you and your VCs. What's working well for you right now, and what's been frustrating?
Well, I would say everything works well, everything is frustrating at the same time. That's Yeah, until you get to a point where you're starting to see revenues coming in, you're seeing the fundraising coming in, all you see is traction, right? And I mean, to a certain extent, what works better is when you're talking to people who have a network, so that's what works best. Sometimes you get lucky through lead generation, but it's not the best for emerging markets. Having salespeople is better. So that is a good thing. And in VC is the same, basically. It's like if you go through relationship, you have a better chance to have better meeting because you've been recommended by someone they trust or someone they believe they're smart. So, and because it's very noisy today, so everything is very noisy and advertisement is noisy. There's nothing better than human being recommendation to one another to emulate business. Somehow we live in digital world where, everything is possible, everybody's touchable, but it makes like that touch so superficial that in the end it doesn't prove anything. So, you need to find the right people that are going to help you, bringing the motion of sales and fundraising. And it takes time to find these people and to encounter these people who are going to help you. If I have a piece of advice for funders, it's like, never stop hustling. At some point, when you hustle, when you take risk, when you take chance, things start slowly to come arise, and that's where you might make it, but until you made it, you didn't, so
Yeah. And I love that analogy too, because I've been told many times throughout my life, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
it hasn't changed. And also when you come around a new industry, I know you come to a new, I mean, AI is pretty new, so no one comes from AI, or everybody comes from tech. They move from tech to AI. you know it takes time to build a network around something. It takes time to get like your technology, your brand known. It's a world where competition happens anyway. So, there's no more like, hey, I have a product and I'm alone in that market. I mean, look, it's not how the world has been made anyway. You had computer and you had HP, IBM, Apple, and you name it, and they all are doing the same thing. They are computers. In the end, it's all about like, market traction, which market vertical you convinced, which ID you can add that the others don't have for now, that eventually they will catch up, and how much ID you can have from your client, from your team that will bring more value to your product, that will advance the chess coin in the market. And I mean, today, in emerging market, everything goes very fast. You need to go and keep up all the time. And it's hard, and more especially when you haven't raised fund yet. So, it's a hard job. I mean, people think that they become millionaire just because, but it's not like a because. Nobody has becoming rich by accident, other than even their parents did do something great for themselves. So, someone did some efforts in the lineage anyway, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So, what metrics, as you're working, towards your goals, are you most focused on improving?
Honestly, I have two very pragmatical goal. One is raising a first round. Second is getting a couple of clients to extend ARR in early 2026, and as soon as I have my money reach a million bucks ARR to get where I need to be after fundraising, and then just grow from there until like the sky is the limit. That's what I look for,
Okay.
and surround myself with the best people. I think the secret of success is surrounding yourself with the best people. That's what it is. If you can surround yourself with the right people, you are going to be successful anyhow.
Yeah, I love it. So you said you're starting to gain a little traction as you're, meeting with all these people, your calendar's filling up. Where do you want to be 6 to 12 months from now?
Well, I will have to have like my first funding be around, 700 to a million bucks ARR, having hired a couple of people and have a real company that is on track to go to an explosive growth year after year. That's what I want to be.
So the funding would be the first thing then.
Well, we're trying both. We're trying to close some deals and have fundings at the same time. So
Okay.
it's not one or the other, it's both.
And the annual recurring revenue, right? That's what you said for ARR. That helps to find venture capitalists that are willing to support you.
Well, that helps to, I mean, if you start having revenue, it helps the VCs to support you. If you, I mean, eventually the goal is to grow revenue really badly so you can extend the rounds and you can extend valuation. That's the whole game of tech company.
Yeah. I haven't been there myself, just verifying, but it sounds like you know what you're doing there.
Well, I'm trying for sure.
So you mentioned 1 million ARR is a goal
That's the goal of the first year. Yes,
the
yes.
first year. So if you had a magic wand to fix just one thing that's holding you back from that goal of $1 million ARR, or slowing you down from that, what would that one thing be?
I mean, if I could know with a magic wand where the need is, and who's ready to go and change their workflow to insert evaluation, and they actually having my product solving their problem, but also the feature of my product being really into what they need, then that would be amazing. That would shorter like the my sales cycle by a lot. And the second thing is if I could find that investor who have a need in his portfolio to have a company like mine because they can help me scale the business very fast, and I could have the access to the right person at the right moment, then that also save time. I mean, the magic one in company is to be less into a kind of a scope creep and to be very narrowed down to the point so you don't lose time, you create value very fast, and you're able to move next to the next targets, you know. Unfortunately, targets are wide. People are receiving a lot of information every day. They don't focus. So, you know, if you have the full attention of people and they know why they're here and they know what you do and they're ready to jump, that's why you actually, you know, can go faster.
So when you say the targets are focused, you're talking about the people that you are pitching, that they're actually focused on, the need and the solution that you're providing?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. What about your own targets? I mean, are your targets set pretty wide when you're reaching out to people, or do you have it narrowed down to a specific
No,
area?
no, we have specific areas. We have ICPs and personas and all that kind of stuff. Yes,
Okay. So you have your target set.
absolutely.
You're just trying to help people who you communicate with make sure that their target's set and aligns with yours.
Trying to find the right target. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, this has been very interesting, and I really appreciate your time, Olivier. If people want to reach out to you to learn more about this, how would they find you?
Olivier at ragmetrics.ai.
And any social media presence that they could learn more from?
They can go to our LinkedIn page at Ragmetrics. I know our CMO is preparing a Reddit for Ragmetrics. They can go to the website at ragmetrics.ai. Yeah, definitely do that. I think there's an X as well, Ragmetrics on X. There's a YouTube page as well, Ragmetrics. They can learn about the product. They can go and really, learn about how they can evaluate, make their AI output more grounded and better.
Got a lot of different channels, a lot of different types of media that people can go find out more about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, sure. Have a great day.